Dear brothers, what's up, boys? If I sound a little funny, I'm coming off of a sweet stomach flu. So I might talk to you guys about that a little more next week. But I am, for the most part, alive. And we're going to get after it today. So something that seems to shock more people than I would expect is that I often decline taking on certain new clients. I obviously run a small business that helps men perform at their highest levels, but I am still a small business. So how on earth could I just say no to people who are interested in my services? Shouldn't I be convincing them that they should sign on, and thus I would make money? The answer that I have found to those questions is pretty much no. And here's why. When I hop on a call with a potential client, one of the first questions that I always ask them is, why do they feel like they need to make a change now? I get a plethora of different responses to this, such as, I want to lose belly fat. I need to get my summer body ready. I would love to not feel so tired all the time. My doctor told me that I might find an early grave if I don't start taking care of my health. I am winded just trying to play with my kids. I want to be able to get on the ground and wrestle my grandkids. I've never taken care of my body, and now I'm paying for it, and I want to do something about it. That's a short list, but it's basically an endless list. And many of you might be able to recognize yourselves in some of those remarks. But the answer that always gets me is this. I don't really want to make any changes. I just figured I would see what you do. That is the first sign to me that you're probably not going to be a client of mine. There are some of those people that will get through the rest of our conversation, and as I peel apart the layers, I see that they do have a reason to start training. But for others, they're not going to be joining my performance group. And let me explain. Many people decry motivation and say that discipline is all that matters. I am not in that boat that denies motivation its credence or ignores the necessity of discipline. But, as Nietzsche has so famously quoted saying, he who has to why to live for can bear almost any how. I'll repeat that. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. Translated down to the level of health, this is absolutely the truth of potential clients that I speak to and the ones that I bring on to our team. Their why to making a change is their motivation. They have either been told something is awry in their blood panels, or that they are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, or they have just fought off a 3-month or 6-month bout of cancer, and they know that they need to make a change to improve their health. For others, they are tired of being overweight and finally want to take care of themselves and not be so slovenly. Many men I speak with tell me that ultimately they want to be able to protect their families and play with their kids and their grandkids for as long as they can. They simply can't do that if they are unfit. Whatever their reasoning, they have a distinct why. They have a motivational factor. For those men who tell me they really aren't ready to make any changes, I simply tell them that maybe I'm not the best use of their time and money. Nothing against them, it's just that at the end of the day, I am simply a travel guide who helps men crush their goals, improve their bodies, boost their confidence, fortify their health, and build up men who can protect. I am here to help you navigate potholes, speed bumps, and all the issues that come along with that, to create a plan that you can follow and give you some extra boost of confidence or a kick in the ass when you need it. But I'm not a wagon that can carry you up the mountain. You have to do the walking yourself. Many men don't want this. They just want the easy way out. They don't really want to make a change, but they want to feel like by giving someone like me a phone call, they're at least acting like they want to. I rarely take these men on as clients. And some of that is just built on past experience. Like they talk about in business, 10 to 20% of your clientele are the ones who give you the biggest problems. And I have found that to be utterly true. The men I have brought on who did not have that motivation to get started almost always become my most difficult clients. They don't do their workouts. They never check in. They never follow through. They'd oftentimes not respond to messages for something like 3 months and then finally say, I'm unavailable. Or they're the clients who I check in on them and they give me an excuse, or they don't do what I'm asking them to do and then say, oh, I want to do this. And they're always the biggest headaches. Again, there is nothing I can do about the fact you don't want to get your life together. That is your choice. But you have to find some motivation to get started. Now, let me be abundantly clear with all of you. In my eyes, to disregard your body and your health is one of the gravest sins you can perform. We are men, and men are called to be leaders and protectors and to shore up the temples that God gave us. You cannot be those things if you are fragile, weak, and have largely shortened your lifespan. So when I think about motivation to get into a training program or make edits to your diet or anything else related to making a change and betterment of your health, I like to think about the following. What kind of man do I want to be for my wife and future children? How many years of life could I be missing out on that I could have had if I'd only taken care of myself? Do I want to be a feeble old man someday? Or do I want to be the vigorous old man that can play with his grandkids and take them fishing and hunting and hiking without skipping a beat? If I am to be a protector, should I not be as strong and powerful as possible? Do I look better with a six-pack or as a fat slob? I am but a human, but vanity can't hide itself forever. At the end of the day, guys, we must all have a why that gets us started down the path of being high-performing men. There can be many reasons, but one I believe we can all agree on is that the world needs strong men, able-bodied men who can lead and protect. More importantly, your family needs that. Your wife and children need that. If you train for no other reason than to be strong for them, you're heading in the right direction. Now, when the hardships of training eventually come, or your motivation seems to slacken, or you get tired of the monotony of training, that's where discipline comes in and keeps you on the straight and narrow. Motivation can tend to come and go, but it is always there. Its necessity never changes. Discipline reinforces it by making you show up each and every day so that the work is done. You clock in, you clock out, you get the results. I would urge all of you today, write down your motivations for training. Why even bother with a workout? Why make these changes to my diet? Why am I trying to eat more protein? And be honest with yourself. Don't sugarcoat it or put down avenues that you don't wholeheartedly believe in. Write down your whys. Once you have that settled, you can become a force to be reckoned with because every step you take is in order to become unbreakable for your why. You have found your why and you can now bear anyhow. As an aside, I've had a few of you reaching out to me asking about merchandise, and that dream is coming to fruition. So there's going to be a link that comes out next week. It's going to be a short 2-week cycle with Dear Brothers shirts and shorts, and they're pretty sweet, I'm not going to lie. I'll let all of you know when that is live, and I'll make sure the link is put into the description or in the show notes, or you understand what I mean. And you'll find all of that there. So I'm excited about that. I'll keep you guys updated. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for your support and love. It surely does not go unnoticed. As always, God bless. Be strong. Let's get after it, boys.